Welcome to Wrexham Season 2 on FX and Hulu. Wrexham AFC Executive Director Humprey Ker here to give us a preview. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you for having me.
Season 2, we are getting ready to welcome King Charles. Tell me a little bit about preparing for that.
Yes, sure. Well, it was a source of great excitement, particularly for Rob and Ryan, I think, because they were very nervous about making some terrible etiquette gaffe and being stuck in the Tower of London and having their heads chopped off, as happens very regularly over here for miscreants. They went to they did a whole etiquette training day, I think, in LA, and they assumed that me being a posh English person, I didn't need any lessons, but I sort of cribbed vaguely on what they had been told. And none of us disgraced ourselves, I don't think. Yes, the King came with Queen Camilla, and it was really great for lots of members of our staff. It was a very exciting thing for them to be able to share this thing that they love, this football club, with the King and Queen.
Because not only do I love that the team has been elevated and their profile is bigger, and hopefully we'll see bigger and better things for them in the years to come. But with Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney taking ownership, I mean, it's done so much for the team, but also the community as well.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, the identity of the community is so linked to the football club that as the club succeeds, it helps to kind of buoy everybody and everything that's going on in the town. And we've seen that in the last couple of years. There's been a real uptick in, I mean, very directly because of the documentary, you've seen a huge number more tourists coming to visit, come to games. They want to see that, they want to drink in the turf, they want to meet Wayne, they want to see the locations that they've seen on the documentary, and that's great for the town. It's been a huge fillip to everybody, I think.
Tell me a little bit about maybe some of the people that you've met, because when you make that trip, especially in the US, to go overseas, that you're like, here's what I got to do, or this is the first thing, this is why I'm planning the trip. Maybe some of the more unique stories of fans who have traveled far away to come to one of the games.
Oh goodness! I mean, I've met so many people in the car park who are in from Dallas or Seattle or Vancouver or Australia. I mean, they really have traveled some unbelievable distances. I think one of the most extraordinary things I've encountered is how many people who have become fans of the show from afar kind of joined the Wrexham community via Twitter or Instagram or Facebook or whatever it may be, and then met people in Wrexham online and have wound up traveling across the world to go and stay with them in their houses, being picked up from the airport, sorts of things that I would barely even ask family members of mine to do. But people are putting themselves out there for the international fans in a way that is mind-blowing.
When we first heard about Ryan and Rob taking over the club, they told a story that they weren't really friends. They were friends on social media, and they kind of became, they became friends in real life because of this. How have you seen the two of them, like their friendships, their personas change by being so involved in the team and just, over the past 2 seasons?
I think the biggest thing I've seen is that transformation, which you see in the first season of the documentary. If you watch the first season of the documentary, you will see particularly Ryan go from someone who I think was interested in this as a philanthropic engine, as a way of helping to use the football team to change the fortunes of the town, turn into a fully fledged soccer fanatic, like a football fan. He is the first one to text, he wants news about who's injured, who's ready, like how this thing is progressing. They are both just obsessed with the game now, which is really extraordinary.
How has your life changed? Because you're splitting your time between Wales and LA.
I get stopped every now and then when I'm out and about in LA or other places. I was where was I the other day? In San Francisco, and someone came up to me and was like, "Are you the guy from the Wrexham thing?" And I think it's interesting. The growth of soccer is extraordinary. For me personally, the way my life has changed, I'm traveling a lot more now. I'm back and forth between the UK and the US. I miss my wife. I miss my dog. I get to see my parents a lot more, which is good. Every now and then, I will wander into the box when Rob and Ryan are in town, and there's Paul Rudd. What? Goodness, okay. Or Will Ferrell is here today, or whatever kind of crazy, wonderful thing like that.
And Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman, exactly. How can I forget? I know, right? I mean, this is the thing. It's crazy It's crazy that I forgot Hugh Jackman came to the racecourse. He was only there about 2 weeks ago. It's just become, whenever Ryan and Rob show up, they bring weird and wonderful people with them, which is great. Again, it's the thing that I think our fans love and enjoy very much.
How often are they there, and do they give you a heads up as far as like, I might be bringing somebody, or do you see them and then you see Hugh Jackman or Paul Rudd show up?
They they're usually pretty good. At the end of last season, we had our final game at home against Boreham Wood, which will feature pretty heavily in the documentary, I think. I was walking across the club car park and one of our fans bounced up to me and said, "Is it true? Is it true? Is Taylor Swift in the Turf?" Which is the pub that is right next to the stadium. And I was like, "What? No, I don't know. Taylor Swift's not here. Like, God, I wish. She's great, but I don't think she's here." And I walked on about 10 more steps and was like, Is Taylor Swift here? I don't think so. But I went up into the box, and that's when I saw Paul Rudd, who I had no idea if Paul Rudd was there. So you never know. Swiftie may appear at the racecourse before too long.
Maybe during season number 3, because you never know. You see a crowd of people, you just assume it's got to be Taylor Swift.
Right. I mean, it's how do you top who we've had already? There aren't many people that top, Paul Rudd, Hugh Jackman, Will Ferrell. So you can only really go up to Taylor Swift from there.
Exactly. Start making those calls now to get around for the next season.
I'll do my best. Strangely, she never returns my calls, Taylor Swift.
Yeah, exactly. We got to work on that. Humphrey, thank you so much for your time today. Welcome to Wrexham Season 2 on FX and on Hulu. See the premiere starting tonight. And thank you so much for your time today.
Thanks, Rudy. It's great to be here.
Thank you.